सच्चर परिपूर्ण शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहं सच्चर परिपूर्ण शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहं नित्यानन्द स्वरूप शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहं नित्यानन्द स्वरूप शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहम् चर परिपूर्ण शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहं
सच्चर परिपूर्ण शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहं
सच्चर परिपूर्ण शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहं
नित्यानन्द स्वरूप शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहं
नित्यानन्द स्वरूप शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहं आनन्दोऽहं 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 आनन्दोऽहं
Bitte, ja, bitte. We need 6 of your head. The smaller ones stay in the same place. Okay? राम नाम सत्य है, 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 राम नाम सत्य है। श्री राम जय राम ओम। 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 Can we get that table there, the front one, in front of the photograph so we can... नमस्ते, नमस्कार। We would like to now chant God's name. You all can come forward, offer some flowers for Mom. She paid tribute and pray for her soul rest in peace. And then we start. Sri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om. Sri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om.
Sudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya 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 Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Namaste and Prem Namaskar. Humble salutations and adorations to the lotus feet of the divinity. Respected elders, family and friends. As we are gathered here to connect the individual soul, we call it Jivatma, to the universal soul, Paramatma, the soul of Amrit Kaur Maharaj. For this, we are going to chant Bhagavad Gita chapter 2 and some of the Vedic slokas, and thereafter we have members of the family to pay tribute. Then we will conclude with the Shantipada. Then we do the final rites downstairs. Now we would like to begin with the chant from Bhagavad Gita chapter 2, the very first verses by Sri Arjuna to Bhagavan Sri Krishna. Tvamatiteva Purushaha Puranastvamasya Vishwasya Param Nidanam Vedyasi Vedyam Cha Param Chadama Divya Tatam Vishwamananta Rupa. Arjuna says to Bhagavan Sri Krishna, Thou art the primal God, ancient being. Thou art the final resting place of this universe. Thou art the knower, the knowledge, and the supreme abode. By thee is universe pervaded, and thy form is infinite. Vasamsi jirnani yata vihaya navani grighanati naroparani tata charirani vihaya jirnani yanyani samyadi navani dehi. Bhagavan Sri Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita chapter 2 verses 22, as a person puts on new garments, give up the old ones, the soul similarly accepts new material bodies, give up the old and useless ones. Na chayate mriyate va katachit nayam putpa pavita va na puyah ajo nityaha sasvatoyam purane nakhanyade hanyamane charire nainam chintanti chatrani nainam dagati pavah nainam kledayandyapo nashoyadhi marudah. Bhagavan Sri Krishna says in these verses from chapter 2 verses 23, the soul can never be cut into pieces by any weapon, nor burned by fire, nor moistened by water, not withered by wind. The soul is eternal. So what we have lost is the soul is eternal, and we have the lost the body of Mother Amrit Kaur. But the soul never dies. The soul will continue into journey. As you will hear it, according to the karma, the good and bad, the soul performed here on this earth will manifest into another form, and then eventually in the last of the journey is to become one with Paramatma. So that is a process of the soul. Please kindly read further a great book by Swami Shivananda, What Happens to the Soul After Death. A wonderful text. It explained to us, because many of us ask this question. Art the primal God, ancient being, thou art the final resting place of this universe, thou art the knower, the knowledge and the supreme abode, by thee is universe pervaded and thy form is infinite. Vasamsi jirnani yata vihaya navani grighanati naroparani tata charirani vihaya jirnani yanyani samyadi navani dehi. Bhagavan Sri Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita chapter 2 verses 22, as a person puts on new garments, give up the old ones, the soul similarly accepts new material bodies, give up the old and useless ones. Na chayate mriyate va katachit nayam putpa pavita va na puyah ajo nityaha sasvatoyam purane nakhanyade hanyamane charire nainam chintanti chatrani nainam dagati pavah nainam kledayandyapo nashoyadhi marudah. Bhagavan Sri Krishna says in these verses from chapter 2 verses 23, the soul can never be cut into pieces by any weapon, nor burned by fire, nor moistened by water, not withered by wind. The soul is eternal. So what we have lost is the soul is eternal, and we have the lost the body of Mother Amrit Kaur. But the soul never dies. the soul will continue into journey. As you will hear it, according to the karma, the good and bad, the soul performed here on this earth will manifest into another form, and then eventually in the last of the journey is to become one with Paramatma. So that is a process of the soul. Please kindly read further a great book by Swami Shivananda, What Happens to the Soul After Death. A wonderful text. It explained to us, because many of us ask this question, why my mother now? Same thing, why is my grandmother? There are so many people even sicker than that, her in the world. Why not God take that person? Why take my grandmother? Would have sprayed some more time. I would have spent some quality time. But we need to understand, all our return dates are booked. The return journey from this earth is all determined the day that you're born on this earth. But we don't know when. That's how saints and sages says, while you are given this precious gift of soul, utilize every moment. Do good and be good. Service to humanity is service to God. Be loving, be kind. Don't waste time on this earth who is powerful than the other, who is richer than the other. Don't waste your time. Utilize every quality time to celebrate life and to do something good. All the good that you do in your life will set your soul in the higher platform. So in that understanding, the soul is eternal. The next verses. Avyagdani bhudani vrigyatmani bharataha avyagda nidayan yeva tatra ka paritevana. The end and the beginning of the beings are unknown. We see only the intervening formations. Lord Shri Krishna asked, then what cause is there for grief? Through chanting these sacred verses from Bhagavad Gita chapter 2, we seek the blessings of Bhagavan Sri Krishna upon the noble soul of the loving mother Amrit Kaur Maharaj to attain liberation, to attain Sadgati, to attain moksha. The next verses is from the Yajurveda. Om ya atmada paladasya visva ubhasye brahyam yasya devaha yasya sahaya mridhyam yasya mridyu kashmai deva avihavitmahe. This Yajurvedic sloka says, he who is the giver of physical vigor and the spiritual force, he whose order is carried out by all the luminous objects and by the enlightened person, whose grace is immortality and whose disfavor is death, to that all blissful divinity we offer our humble worship. The next sloka is from the Rig Veda. Om Suryam Shakshurgashyadyu Vadamatmatyashannakasha Pridhivim Sadharmana Abhom Vakakshiyedi Tatra Diksha Moksha Diksha Pradiksha Sariraha. This Rigvedic sloka says, O mortal, after the death, may all the components of the body be merged into the 5 elements of this earth. Thine eyes be absorbed in the sun and the breath into the atmosphere. May the other parts be merged into the appropriate elements in accordance with the meritorious deeds, the bundle of actions, we call it the karmas, thou hast performed here. May the Atma, that is the soul, dwell in the appropriate body. Atharva Veda Sloka. Om Shamagne Bhakshat Sabasham Purushakshaha Mutrakshaha Madhradabhyainam Ekasтрeke vigito jatavetah samayegnam dehi sukurdhe muloge. This Atharva Veda sloka says, O effulgent God, thou art the dispenser of justice, thou recompensate everyone according to his or her deeds. Peace, Shanti to the Atma of this dead body in the westward direction. May there be Shanti, peace to the Atma also in the east, the north, the south, and all other directions. O omniscient and all illuminator God, thou art the creator, the sustainer, and the destroyer of this universe. May thou bestow a worthy abode to the noble soul. Rig Veda again. Om Sham Jagat Sakaspitirpihi Samyaminashe Purde Pareme Vyoman Hidvada Vedyam Punarakshumehi Shan Jagat Sakasva Tanva Swarsaha. This Rig Vedic sloka says, O mortal, by the austerity and enlightenment, and by the good deeds, by the good karma, attain the bliss Ananda in heaven, in Swarga, and join the company of their forebearers, ancestors, departed soul. Be free from all sins. Once again, may the Atma inherit an enlightened body that full of lustre, and once again, may they come to this world to perform noble deeds. The next sloka is from the Isho Upanishad on Manusmriti. Om Vayuranilam Amridam Matyendam Pasmanandam Jariram Gradosmara Gradam Smara Gradosmara Gradam Smara Eka Eva Sukri Dharmo Nitya Nepya Nuyadiyaya Sarirana Samannasam Sarva Manyadi Kakshadihi. The Isho Upanishad says, the Atma, which is immortal, it's not made of 5 elements and cannot be perished. Isho Upanishad say the same thing. The soul is eternal. This body will be reduced to ashes and dust, the preda. That's why if someone passes away, after the person passed away, you don't call the person with the name anymore. You'll say, what time? Point on coming to pick up the body. We don't say what time they're coming to pick up Mother Amrit Kaur. Because as soon as when the soul left, the name goes with the soul. This is becoming a preda in Sanskrit, a matter, which we cannot be able to hold on long. That's why Hindus believes in ASAP. This body need to be cremated, given back to the Mother Nature. As this sloka was saying, when the soul gone, the identity goes with it. Then it's becoming a preda, a body. Therefore, O mortal, remember the Almighty Om. With him thy past deeds, as by so doing, one can attain salvation, moksha, or liberation. Manusmriti says, everything perishes with the death of the body. But it's only our dharma, that means all our actions that we perform, it never leaves. It always continues its journey with the soul. That's why always do good and be good as much as possible. By doing more good, we're setting our soul into a higher platform that is closer to the Paramatma, the God Almighty. Through chanting these Vedic verses, we seek the blessings of Paramatma upon the noble soul of our dear mother, Amrit Kaur Maharaj, to attain Sadgati or Moksha. Now I would like to call upon Sri Divesh Bhai Maharaj to take us through with the rest of the memorial speeches.
Respected Guruji, family and friends, those that could join us today, those on the online platform, I'd like to welcome you today to bid farewell to a mother, to a friend, and a wonderful flamboyant lady. She leaves behind her children, her daughter-in-law, her son-in-law, and many grandchildren. She has been called to rest on the 9th of Jan to a place where it's better than where we are at the moment. She plays a very special role in our lives, and she's been there through thick and thin. She's a family member that held the family together and been places. She leaves her daughter Ria in Ireland, who couldn't join us here today due to all the COVID protocols. But she sends her best wishes, and we'll follow with the slideshow a little later. I'd like to call her granddaughter Arya to lead us into the next phase of speeches. Thank you.
Hi everyone. When I was told that I would be delivering a speech today, saying that I was nervous would be an understatement because I didn't know what I should be talking about. Whether I should explain the one time Audrey told me that the Russian government was in love with her, or all of our spontaneous dance parties we held at 2 a.m. with playlists that mainly consisted of Taylor Swift and Bollywood songs. The one thing I was able to deduce from all the core memories she left with me is that she truly was a beautiful and eccentric being inside and out, and that I could not be more grateful for all the times I spent with her. I am sure none of us expected her sudden pass, me included. Our last conversation consisted of her making plans of all the things we would be doing when I visited her. Although now I am unable to go to the hot springs with her and have a picnic, I hope she peacefully passed, knowing that I was unbelievably thankful to have her in my life. Thank you.
Thank you, Arya, for those words of sorrow towards Gran, but remember she's in a better place. We're actually going to move to Ria with our slideshow and words from Ria from Ireland.
To be honest, I never thought I'd be sitting here saying a few words at my mom's funeral. We all thought she was going to outlive everyone. Although Mommy did all the motherly things perfectly, she made sure we were okay, we were always fed. She loved her cooking. And would drop everything at the drop of a hat to make sure that she was there if we needed her. She was also like a rebel sister. We'd infuriate each other and fight constantly, and then go out on our annual girly shopping sprees, talk to each other every day, and it was the same for Dinan. Mummy had a zest for life. There's not many grandmothers that would blast the music and dance around the house to cheer themselves up. We had a phrase in the house that Nana is nuts, which was very often said, but that's what made her so very, very special. She never acted her age, and it's only recently that I'm beginning to appreciate that. In fact, I think she'd be mortified if she knew that we had published it on the funeral notice. The person with the mom that I knew, that Dinan knew, that you all knew, is not the person that was on that hospital bed. My mum's beautiful. She's intelligent. She's loving. And she loved to dance. She loved to travel. She loved to cook. And the photos that we will show to her favorite band is the person that we knew.
My mum always was on the internet. The iPad was an attachment. Ria told me that if there is anything we should send with her, it's an iPad. And I think with the shenanigans we're having with the internet, the live stream, she's probably in the net somewhere right now. As I said, because I was speaking for 2 minutes while we weren't live, that this is a young person's funeral. It has the feeling of a young person, because no one expected her to go, least of all her family. I expected her to cremate me, not the other way around. She came at the beginning of December, as she normally does every year for the last 20 years, to spend Christmas with me and her grandkids and do a Christmas meal and New Year's, and she used to leave after my birthday. And when she got ill a few days after she arrived, none of us took it really seriously. In fact, up until, I'd say, a week ago, the prospect of death never crossed my mind or Ria's mind. It's only on Thursday that became a real prospect. And after discussing it with Ria, who was always there on the video call, we decided that it will move from recovery, because there was absolutely no hope for that, to palliative care, where her passing would be as peaceful as possible. And that's exactly what happened. She passed away on Sunday, but on Saturday she was conscious. Lucidly so, but very conscious. And she had the time to see her grandchildren, who all sent messages to her, video messages. My mom was very worried about how she looked, and she didn't even want her grandchildren to video call her, so she asked to send messages, video messages. And I can tell all of them that she did see the messages, and it did register, because there were tears in her eyes. And we all got to go, but to go with having heard those messages and in the peaceful manner she eventually went, one couldn't ask for a better death. I personally don't believe in death. Let me reformulate that. I know that death doesn't exist. And it's a conclusion I've come up to in the last few years. And when I was with Mum on Sunday, as the Guru was saying, I know her soul left her body about 2 hours before she physically died. She was not there. The body was just doing what it does, but she was not there. And I'm sure right now she's in a different place, and this funeral is more for us than her. It's for the living. Life's a bus stop, and we still in this game, and she's moved on to other things. She planned on staying in South Africa with me in Barrydale and help me growing vegetables in the garden. So this was equally unexpected for her. But having said that, and Ria will attest to this, that she made comments that were extremely out of character within the last few months, and even before she got ill, after she had arrived in Cape Town. Just things that she normally doesn't say. For example, Dinan, you smoke too much, who's going to carry my coffin? So I believe that on a deeper level, souls know that this is life's plan and this happens. And given what's happening in the world right now, I think many souls have chosen to depart rather than experience this reality. I believe that. and it explains a lot of good people are leaving. I'm still coming to terms with my mum going. It's her being around has enabled me to be a 50-year-old juvenile delinquent. But it's time, and I'm on my own now. I mean, I haven't bought a pair of socks in the last 20 years because every time she came down with a suitcase of stuff, and that was one of the other things you mentioned, because I told her, "Oh, Mum, I just don't need this." And she says, "Well, this is going to last a lifetime." So it's these little hints that in hindsight one begins to take into cognizance now, after she's passed on. Her life revolved around her family. She was a pit bull, as many people know. My mom had no social filter. She was as honest and as they come. She also didn't understand cell phone etiquette. She called me and I didn't answer. I would think after 20 more calls in succession, she would know that I'm either busy or on another call. But no, the 20 calls came in a row, then there was a break for 3 minutes, and another 20 came in. So, I know my sister would want to be here, but because of circumstances, we thought it better that she come at a slightly later date with Ethan, Carlton, Isla, and Alyssa. And as a family, we complete the grieving process. Grieving process is the wrong word here. It's a celebration of Mum's life. I don't know a 76-year-old who was 36. And in fact, when I went to the hospital, they asked me, "Are you her husband or a son?" And I told her that, and that I know that would make her day. I think we all are still coming to terms with it. I think back there, I will. Thank you.
That was Mrs. Amrit Kaur Maharaj. What we have seen of her, what we have heard about her, the wonderful lady is now on her next journey. I'd like to thank you for joining us today and extending our deepest sympathies and condolences to Dinesh, Ria, and the extended family. To all the people that could not be here today, Dinesh and Ria has accepted all your messages and condolences and respect you for taking the time and spending this last hour with them. We'll now bid farewell to a friend, to an auntie, to a mother, to a grandmother, and a very special person. I hand you now to Guruji, who will take us into the last rites and the last prayer. Thank you very much, everybody, for joining us today.
Thank you so much. Can I kindly request all of you
please rise for the concluding prayer. Harihi Om Sanno Mitra Samvarunaha Sanno Bhavat Vadyamaha Sanna Indro Pragaspatihi Sanno Vishnururukramaha Namo Brahmane Namaste Vayuh Tvameva Pratyaksham Brahmasi Tvameva Pratyaksham Brahma Vadishyami Rudam Vadishyami Satyam Vadishyami Tanmamavadu Tat Vaktaram Avadu Avadumam Avadu Vaktaram Om Shanti 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 Om. Can I have 6 family members to place it on the pedestal? Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Dyo Shanti Antarikshagam Shanti Pratave Shanti Apah Shanti Roshadayah Shanti Vanaspatayah Shanti Vishwadeva Shanti Brahma Shanti Sarvam Shanti Shanti Reva Shanti Shama Shanti Redi Om Shanti 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 Sarvesham Swastir Bhavatu Sarvesham Shantir Bhavatu Sarvesham Purnam Bhavatu Sarvesham Mangalam Bhavatu Sarve Bhavantu Suginaha Sarve Shantu Niramayah Sarve Bhadrani Bashyantu Machatukka Bhagvavet Asato Ma Sadgamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityo Ma Amritangamaya Purnamada Purnamidam Purna Purnamudasyate Purnasya Purnamataya Purnameva Vasishyate Om Shanti 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 Kayena Vacha Manasendriyeva Pudyatmanaha Va Pragadisvava Karomi Yatyat Sagalam Parasmai Narayanaayedi Samarpayami Narayanaayedi Samarpayami Narayanaayedi Samarpayami Om Shanti 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 Om. Thank you to all of you. Thank you to the Pine Town funeral undertakers. Thank you to the Maitland Crematorium officials. Thank you to the Oliver Express for live streaming. Thank you to all of you joining on the live streaming. Thank you to all of you. Stay safe. Om Namah Shivaya.
just to short you all as number one. Yes, I know. I'm just going to speak to them. Right. The grandma that you allow is not in this body. That we have to do certain obligatory duties to reduce her body to ashes to given back to the Mother Earth. So this is a process, but it is a bit of a painful process because what we're going to do there on the body, I'm going to set up the oven, the body itself, which is, so we are going to perform a small offering on the chest, put all the flowers, flower petals and everything. Somebody coming to you. So that's what is going to happen here. Once that we finish, we send the body into the burner. Can you see that the burner goes in? They put gas for about 2 to 3 minutes just for the box to catch fire. The oven is preheated to 1200 degrees centigrade. It's very hot. So immediately the body catches, the box catch fire, and all the water from the body will dry out. Then the flesh will start fully burn, comes to like a river sand. That was the reminding of it. It's a small box. How big you are, how rich you are, all end up in a small little ice cream container. We did that for your other grandmother. Maybe that time you were small. How many years ago? How is that uncle from Verlam? Okay. Right. So what we can do, you all can, he's going to bring through that side here. Then once we finish, Dinen is going to do offering of till and the water here, and then you all must leave on. Okay? So now once it comes, we're going to open. So you take all the flowers, you can put it inside. Okay? So here, our sheepdogs, we do this right. So you know what? What is it? Towel for his.
Yeah.
So we get that now.
Yeah.
He's in the chapel.
Yeah.
Can you get? He said he left his towel there on the chapel.
Can I do it?
It's in a Woolworths bag.
Go through here quickly.
Because, okay.
There's a woolish bag in there. protected all the flowers. Take all of because finish all the flowers. Spread it right through our body full of flowers. The one who was talking is the sister. You want to bring it a bit closer? Yes.
आत्मशांति निवारणार्थम ओम सर्वविद्युत देवताभ्यो नमो नमः। माधुर अमृत पूर्णाम्याम आत्मशांति निवारणार्थम सर्वविद्युत देवताभ्यो नमो नमः। माधुर अमृत पूर्णाम्याम आत्मशांति निवारणार्थम सर्वविद्युत देवताभ्यो नमो नमः। माधुर अमृत पूर्णाम्याम आत्मशांति निवारणार्थम सर्वविद्युत देवताभ्यो नमो नमः। माधुर अमृत पूर्णाम्याम आत्मशांति निवारणार्थम सर्वविद्युत देवताभ्यो नमो नमः। माधुर अमृत पूर्णाम्याम आत्मशांति निवारणार्थम सर्वविद्युत देवताभ्यो नमो नमः। माधुर अमृत पूर्णाम्याम आत्मशांति निवारणार्थम सर्वविद्युत देवताभ्यो नमो नमः। माधुर अमृत पूर्णाम्याम आत्मशांति निवारणार्थम सर्वविद्युत देवताभ्यो नमो नमः। माधुर अमृत पूर्णाम्याम आत्मशांति निवारणार्थम सर्वविद्युत देवताभ्यो नमो नमः। ओम
got jackfruit leaves for us. Can't get jackfruit. ओम माधुर अमृत पूर्णाम्याम आत्मशांति निवारणार्थम बुद्धम समर्पयामि। माधुर अमृत पूर्णाम्याम आत्मशांति निवारणार्थम बुद्धम समर्पयामि। अमृत पूर्णाम्याम आत्मशांति निवारणार्थम बुद्धं समर्पयामि। माधुर अमृत पूर्णाम्याम आत्मशांति निवारणार्थम देवताभ्यो नमो नमः। माधुर अमृत पूर्णाम्याम आत्मशांति निवारणार्थम बुद्धं समर्पयामि। माधुर अमृत पूर्णाम्याम आत्मशांति निवारणार्थम बुद्धं समर्पयामि। समर्पयामि। गंगाजलं समर्पयामि। गंगे से यमुने चैव गोदावरी सरस्वती नर्मदा सिंधु कावेरी वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय
Live stream on. It's Mayuriya. हरि ओम मातुर अमृतपूर्णम्याम आत्मशांति निवारणार्थम अंतर्षेदिन महापुण्यदिन काले अग्नि प्रतिष्ठाभ्याम नमो नमः ओम ओम इदमाग्नेम इदन्नममं अग्निये स्वाहा ओम इदमाग्नेम इदन्नममं सोमाये स्वाहा इदं सोमाये इदन्नममं प्रजापतये स्वाहा इदं प्रजापतये इदन्नममं इंद्राये स्वाहा इदं इंद्राये इदन्नममं वरुणाये स्वाहा इदं वरुणाये इदन्नममं वायुवे स्वाहा इदं वायुवे इदन्नममं ईशानाये स्वाहा इदं ईशानाये इदन्नममं ब्रह्मणे स्वाहा माधुर अमृत को नाम्याम् आत्मशांति निवारणार्थं देवेभ्यो पितृदेवताभ्यो सुदास्तु स्वाहा सर्वपितृदेवताभ्यो नमो नमः माधुर अमृत पूर्णाम्याम् आत्मशांति निवारणार्थं देवेभ्यो पितृदेवताभ्यो सुदास्तु स्वाहा सर्वपितृदेवताभ्यो नमो नमः माधुर अमृत पूर्णाम्याम् आत्मशांति निवारणार्थं देवेभ्यो पितृदेवताभ्यो सुदास्तु स्वाहा सर्वपितृदेवताभ्यो नमो नमः माधुर अमृत पूर्णाम्याम् आत्मशांति निवारणार्थं देवेभ्यो पितृदेवताभ्यो
स्वदास्तु स्वाहा सर्वपितृदेवताभ्यो नमो नमः माधुर अमृत कौर नाम्याम् आत्मशांति निवारणार्थम देवेभ्यो पितृदेवताभ्यो स्वदास्तु स्वाहा सर्वपितृदेवताभ्यो नमो नमः माधुर अमृत कौर नाम्याम् आत्मशांति निवारणार्थम देवेभ्यो पितृदेवताभ्यो स्वदास्तु स्वाहा सर्वपितृदेवताभ्यो नमो नमः माधुर अमृत कौर नाम्याम् आत्मशांति निवारणार्थम देवेभ्यो पितृदेवताभ्यो स्वदास्तु स्वाहा सर्वपितृदेवताभ्यो नमो नमः माधुर अमृत कौर नाम्याम् आत्मशांति निवारणार्थम देवेभ्यो पितृदेवताभ्यो स्वदास्तु स्वाहा सर्वपितृदेवताभ्यो नमो नमः ओम ओम भूर्भुवस्सुवः तस्य विदुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात् स्वाहा ओम भूर्भुवस्सुवः तस्य विदुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात् स्वाहा ओम भूर्भुवस्सुवः तस्य विदुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात् स्वाहा ओम शांति 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 ओम पूर्णमद पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ओम शांति 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 ओम ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय 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 ओम kneel down to go down to mommy's. Just touch with both hands. Go down, pray. Then first go touch the ground. Sorry. Tell the sister also, wherever she is, just make namaskar for your mother as we are going to send the body into the burner. Om Shanti 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 Om. You want to see the face one more time before we close? राम नाम सत्य है, राम नाम सत्य है, Ram Nam Satya Hai. If the flowers of the voice don't go into the water. Ram Nam Satya Hai. You have to go inside. Ram Nam Satya Hai. 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 Ram Nam Satya Hai.
ma pa ma pa da ni pa ga ga ma re ni pa re ga re sa re ga ma re ni sa. सच्चर चर परिपूर्ण शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहं सच्चर चर परिपूर्ण शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहं नित्यानन्द स्वरूप शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहं नित्यानन्द स्वरूप शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहम्. सच्चर चर परिपूर्ण शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहं
सच्चर परिपूर्ण शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहं
सच्चर चर परिपूर्ण शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहम्
शिव